Hello everybody, welcome back to Mohawk Motors. My name is Jason. It's a new week. I'm down here working in the workshop, trying to make some progress and get you some more updates. So I'll show you what's happening as I get stuff done. Come on and check it out. So it's actually Monday, it's early afternoon. My mother-in-law came up to visit, so she's hanging with the kids, which lets me get down here and do some stuff during the day, which is awesome and super appreciated. Thank you, Lori. And that lets me, like I said, do some stuff down here. So I did get this bank of paneling done. I think I mentioned in the previous video, I have a plug for an oven and range. I'm going to have a GFCI outlet for a dishwasher. And then these two are just regular plugs, but there'll be a counter here that I'll be able to plug things in to work on, you know, maybe a little drill or grinder, things like that. So that's all wired up. I'm just waiting on the GFCI outlet for that box over there. And then that section, that panel will be totally done. This panel doesn't get anything in it except vapor barrier, insulation, and plywood. And then when I wall this section off, there'll be a few more things that I need to get done, put up, etc. A little bit more electrical work. So on and so forth. But you may notice it's a little bit darker over here, and that's because I took down the old lights and associated wiring, and I mean, that was a little bit of a mess. I don't know if it was the previous owner, the people that built the building or what, but they had these two lights, like 4 outlets, another light, that light that was over there on the floor, the exhaust fan, a whole bunch of stuff run off of this one circuit. I'm not putting it back together that way. I may need to get an additional breaker for the exhaust fan. I do want to keep that up there, but I'm gonna try, I'm using LED bulbs, which don't draw a ton of electricity. I want to just run one switch for this whole section if I can. So I got to get up. I got to take these half pieces of steel down because my first row of lights needs to attach to this truss. So I'm going to get the steel down, get my lights attached, my light buckets attached, and then I'll be able to continue along. That truss will get 3 lights. This truss will get 3 lights. And this truss here will get 3 lights. And that should make it nice and bright over here. I should have, you know, be able to see and do whatever I need to do. And it'll be a little bit better than it was because the wiring won't be so sketchy. So I'm gonna get after it, get this steel down, and then try to get the new light buckets up and some of the wiring done. So I'll bring you guys back when I get to that point. Well, everybody, it's a little bit after 9 o'clock. And I went in, had dinner, got the kids to bed, all that stuff, and then I needed more Romex. I was out of wire. So I made a trip to Lowe's, got more wire. It also occurred to me that in order to do the switch for the lights that I'm working on, this wall needs to be enclosed. This opening needs to be closed in. So I finally had to break down and buy some lumber so I can do it. I want to do it nicely. So I had to buy some 2x6 and some 2x4 because none of the 2x6 that I have left is long enough. And I only have 2 pieces of 2x4 left that also are not long enough. So I'm calling it for tonight. I don't want to start back up on stuff because really the next thing I need to do is get that opening enclosed. And if I try to do that tonight, I'm going to be out here till midnight. And I don't want to do that. So I'll get a fresh start on it tomorrow evening after the kids are in bed. Hopefully be able to get that wall closed off, the door framed in, and then I'll be able to continue with my lights. I did get 1, 2, 3, 4 of the lights up. So I need to get one more up over there where the end of my wire is, run down to a switch, and then I'll do the other 4 on a separate switch. So, yeah. That's it for tonight. Bring you guys back tomorrow. All right, everybody. Tuesday evening. Kids are in bed. Dinner is done. I want to try to get this opening framed in tonight. If I can get it framed, I'll call it a victory. It's already like 8 o'clock, so I don't want to be out here till midnight. And what I need to do here is these trims, I need to get those off so that I'll be able to weave in sheet metal when I'm done and cover it from this side. It'll look like it was never there. Once I get these metals off, then I'll take my measurements and then I'll build the wall right here on the floor and then tip it up into place. Should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work, so hopefully I can get this done. I'll bring you guys back hopefully with a wall framed in there. Woo! All right, everybody. It's like 11:15. I've got this wall framed up, this plug framed up. So, assuming I haven't messed up, I should be able to stand this thing up in there and then attach it on the sides, top, and then I'll concrete anchor it into the bottom once the concrete is fully cured. I'm no professional carpenter. I feel like I measure pretty accurately. To my measurements, like, it should fit. It should be like a slip fit right in. So cross your fingers for me that I can get it stood up and slid in there and get some screws in it to hold it up. If I get it stood up tonight, then I'm calling it for the night. That's gonna be a victory. I'm gonna go in and go to bed. Well, everybody, I got carried away again, but the wall is up, done. It's attached to the posts on each side. It's attached to the header that was there. I actually got really lucky. Everything I've checked in this big building so far for level and plumb has been level and plumb except the concrete floor. The floor is wavy, but mostly flat. But everything else I've checked, like all the posts are plumb, all the horizontal boards are level. So I just took on good faith that this header board would be level, and I got super lucky. I measured on this side and based my measurements off of that. And when you know it, the other side, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the other side is about a ½ inch higher. So I fit snug exactly how I planned on this side. The top on that side was a little loose. Well, not loose, like it had more clearance than I was planning, but that's okay. Because it's still, like you saw in the time lapse, like I had to tap it in there with the dead blow hammer. So it's a nice snug fit, just how I wanted it. I got it, like I said, attached to the post, attached to the header. And I went ahead and put some Tapcons into the concrete. And those things, they're just snugged down like a good UGA. Because really all they're there to do is prevent shear. The wall, it's not going anywhere. So I just want them there so the whole thing doesn't wiggle every time I open and close the door. I got the baseboard cut out for the door opening. And yeah, she's all set. So I'm clear to continue with electrical now. I'll hopefully finish up my electrical tomorrow evening. And then I'll just keep on moving along with plywood and insulation. Oh, and I'll get the door hung. I want to get that door hung. I think that'll be sweet. Then I'll actually have an enclosed space. Airtight, mostly airtight. So I'm pumped. I'm really proud of myself. Like, that's by far the most accurate carpentry work I think I've ever done. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, everybody, it's Wednesday afternoon now. My mother-in-law Lori came to visit and help with the kids again, so I have a little time out here during the day to work on things, which I need because I'm dragging, guys. I'm tired from being up so late last night. But I came down and got right to it, and I've got my first batch of lights wired up. So I got supply from the breaker box over. I've just got the switch temporarily wired in so I can actually see a little bit better while I'm doing the other 4 lights. So I thought I'd do this live, and if there's a fire, then we'll know I screwed up. And if it works and everything's cool, then my confidence and abilities will remain as it is. Breaker's on. No smoke so far. Didn't trip the breaker. Let's hit the switch. Hey! There we go. Lights. Oh, that's so much better. It's been so dark over here. I feel like I've been working in a cave. Beautiful. So now all I need to do is 2 more in this row, 2 more in that row that are going to be on a separate switch. And then that's, well, that's the end of this portion of electrical. I still have, another outlet box to get rigged up and a wiring for water heater. So still a bit of electrical to go, but that feels good. That's a nice confidence boost. I'll keep after it and try to get some more done. Well, team, I got them up. Got my 9 additional overhead lights in this section now. I unfortunately only had some like spare LEDs and some spare bulbs from getting moved in here. I think it'll have a much larger impact once I get more of these lights for all of these fixtures. 9 more of these is gonna make it nice and bright in here. But even still, it's way better. I don't feel like I'm working in a cave anymore. And now that I have these on their own circuit, now I can have light to get these lights redone and get that switch relocated. So I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow. I've gotta get that switch relocated. I've gotta run 1 more 220 circuit over to here, and then 1 more 110 circuit for this switch, which controls the attic exhaust fan, and another 4-pack of outlets that I'll put right here. And then I think that's all the electrical work I'll need to do. And then I can get back after it on getting wood paneling up, getting insulation in, getting all that stuff done. I gotta get that door installed too, but I'm done for today. I'm exhausted from being out here late last night. So I'm gonna go in, have dinner with the family, get the kids to bed, and then probably get myself to bed early for once. So I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, it's Thursday afternoon, evening. It's just about dinner time. I'm going in to eat dinner in a minute. I didn't get a ton of time out here today. I was able to bring the 2 older kids out with me for a little while and do a little bit of tidying up and organizing and moving things around. And once Meg was done with work, I did squeak in just enough time. I got the door installed. So, right-hand in-swing door. I wanted it to be a 9-light door with glass because I want to be able to see into this portion of the building, but I still wanted to keep it, you know, weatherproof because it's going to be cold over there and it's going to be warm over here. So I wanted the 9-light door, and I couldn't find one that didn't have a deadbolt in it. So it's kind of silly to me to have, you know, all of my 3 other doors that go to the exterior are just a knob, no deadbolt, and this door has a deadbolt. But I had to work with what I could find, and I didn't want to just leave the hole open. So the most secure door in the building is the one that goes inside of the building. Just kind of funny and silly, but I'm working with what I can find here that's readily available. I did also, my 1 wire to this outlet was longer, way longer, like 10 feet longer. So I got that shortened up. And then I got my GFCI outlet wired in, hooked up for the parts washer. So I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I'm gonna get to today. I'm gonna do a little bit of vacuuming until my alarm here goes off to go get dinner out of the smoker, and then I'll just have to bring you back when I pick up out here tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Hello, everybody. It's Friday afternoon. I'm actually getting ready to head in for the afternoon, but today I actually managed to complete one portion of this project, and I'm pretty pumped about it. So check it out. I've got gravel all the way to the end of the covered portion in the back in both directions. So fully graveled in. No more animal poop, no more straw, no more nonsense back here. Just gravel and trucks. And these 3 trucks that I have back here, I'm going to use parts and pieces from this one in the middle to make this one in front. This is the short bed that I picked up a while ago, and make that one back there. That one and the short bed will become good trucks. This one is a parts donor. And I'll get more into those when we do those projects, but they are coming and I'm excited about both of them. But I'm super excited to have this portion done, and let me show you out front of the shop. Well, bam! No more trailers parked in the front yard. It makes me unreasonably excited to have those trailers out of the front yard and just have open view from the road to the workshop and from the workshop to the road. Not to mention fewer things parked over there in the field, and just good progress, ladies and gentlemen. Really good progress. I'm excited about it. Got a few more days until the concrete is cured enough that the contractor said I can drive the tractor on it, park trucks on it, things like that. So I did put my mower in there. I'm done with it for the season, so it's parked back there. It'll be safe and cozy till winter. It's not heavy enough that I'm concerned it's gonna have any impact on the concrete. But now I've also got my trailers parked over here on the side. I did leave. We may need to get in and out of the camper a bit here in the coming weeks, so I left a little more space than necessary between the camper and the wall of the building, just to make it easier to get in and out of, and a little more space than necessary between the 2 trailers. And because of that, it's got me right on the edge of my gravel on this side. But it'll be okay after the holidays, when I know we're not going to need the camper anymore for a few months. I'll probably reposition it a bit closer to the building. And then once I unload the enclosed trailer, I'm going to have to pull that out to unload it. And then after I unload it, I'll move it a bit closer to the camper too. So my calibrated eyeball for space was good. I'm happy about that. And I'm really pumped. I don't have to, no more dirt digging, gravel spreading, or any of that stuff until springtime. And that is a relief, because I've had gravel here for over a week waiting to do this because it's been either too muddy or everything's been frozen. So glad to have that checked off the list, team. I may or may not come back out after dinner. I'm not sure, but if I do, I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, everybody, I'm actually finishing up for the day. It's Saturday. I've been out here working most of the day. I made some good progress. I'm pretty excited about it. I did have to make a run this morning to pick up supplies. So that ate up a couple hours of time, but I came back and I got right after it, and here's what I got done. I got a whole nother row of wall, insulated, vapor barrier, plywooded, as you can see. And then you can probably also tell I got the steel sheeting completed on this side. So covered over, Like there is never a door there. I wasn't able to find the exact same steel paneling that the building had or was built with, and I didn't have enough extra to do this whole section, so I had to go pick up steel paneling, and I was gonna need paneling for the roof anyway, but the paneling that I found, it's super similar. It's almost exactly the same. I'm sure over time, as it gets dirty and faded and whatever else, you won't even be able to tell a difference in it. But I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. And sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. Like I said, I couldn't find the exact paneling anywhere. And I don't have time to wait for some custom rolled paneling. I definitely want to pay for some custom rolled paneling. I guess the stuff on here is an older style that it's not commonly available anymore. So, doesn't matter. I'm happy with it. I also got my 220 volt circuit run for a water heater. This is where the water heater is gonna go when that comes out here. And I got the last wire that was run outside of or inside of the header relocated too. So my headers are totally open the whole way across. The only electrical I have left to do is relocating the switches for this half of the shop lights, which I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And then I have to run one more circuit for an outlet box right here, which I'm also gonna tie in this circuit, which controls the exhaust fan for the attic. So that's it for today. I really feel like I'm making moves on this thing. It won't be long, and there's not gonna be anything left to do but paint, which I'm not super excited about that part, but that's gonna make a huge visual difference, getting it all painted, getting it all trimmed out. And then, after that, it'll just be time to start getting moved in here. So I'll be back out here tomorrow. I'll bring you guys back then. See ya. Team, we're getting there. I'm grinding away at this thing, and I've got the existing electrical done. So I managed to I got this circuit run from one more outlet box and the exhaust fan. I'll get these boxes mounted to the wall when I get the plywood up over here. I also got my switches relocated. They'll be mounted right here next to this door for the other lights. Boom, boom. And I added part of that circuit. I used instead of just a junction box with nothing in it, I decided to put 2 more receptacles in there. So I'll have a couple switched outlets up high on this wall. If I get some neon lights or signs or something like that lights up, I'll be able to plug them in and have a switch that controls them in conjunction with the other lights. So I'm pretty pumped about that also. It's coming together, guys. I gotta do vapor barrier insulation and plywood along this wall, and then continue along this wall. I'm just gonna work my way into that corner. Once that's done, all that's gonna be left is ceiling metal and paint, and then insulation above that ceiling metal too. So it's about 1 o'clock on Sunday. I got a couple hours left out here today, so I'm gonna see how far I can get before I run out of time. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Well, team, it's about 4 o'clock on Sunday, and I'm out of time. I think I'm gonna call it stop for this video and today's work. And this is how far I got. Almost two verticals. And then I'll have to do a little bit more. I want to run a 2x4 here just so I can tighten up my door gap, my reveal there around the outside of the door frame. And then I'll do that section.
And then probably start on the breaker panel section. And then that's only gonna leave me with this little bit of wall left of plywood. So absolutely should be able to finish the plywood this week. And once that's done, then it's gonna be time to start painting. Still have a lot of painting to do. So visually, next video should be good. Excitement wise, not for the painting part, but I do have some other exciting stuff for the next video that I'll show you. That's it for this one though. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. A lot of progress this week. I hope you're enjoying the updates and seeing how this project is coming along. And until the next video, take care.